It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 267. Tom Crawford, my longtime radio partner, Blue Belly Tom, co-host of The Drive with Jack and Tom, weekdays from 3 to 6, a Spotlight Radio Network, and you can hear it anywhere, anytime, jackandtom.com. Tom, still smiling?
Yes, yeah, I am. This has been a great weekend. Obviously, that outstanding defense that Michigan demonstrated yesterday rather. And I'm thinking about when I go to bed tonight, all I'm going to be thinking of Matthew Stafford getting sacked, and probably another 10 times in my dreams. So that'll be 20 times. I've never seen any debacle like that today.
You'll just be praying that happens with Dwayne Haskins in the last regular season game, right?
Yeah,
the same thing?
Absolutely.
Want to welcome Rico Beard. He is a longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, Specs Howard broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat, weekdays from noon to 2 on the Spotlight Radio Network. How are you, Rico?
Jack, I'm good. Not as good as this guy next to me. He is living the dream. Going to take him to the hospital right after the show because it's been 3.5 hours. And by the time we finish, it will be over 4 hours, Tom. You know what they say about that. But yeah, Michigan State went to Maryland, and I didn't know what to expect from that team.
Right.
I still don't know what to expect from that team. I'll be honest with you.
Is this the latest we have gone into a football season and really not knowing what we're going to get?
I just think the season's going to end, and we're going to sit there and say, what did we just watch the entire year?
I think the season's going to be defined by what happens next week.
I don't.
That's going to be, you don't.
No.
Yeah, I do too. It'll be a really good season, or it was okay because we had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, exactly. Also want to welcome Graham Couch, sports columnist for the Lansing State Journal, and he is co-host of Couch and the Rube, weekdays from 10 to noon on the Spotlight Radio Network. Just back from Maryland.
Yes, like barely off the plane. Yeah, I was a little nervous about that.
Yeah. Well, what do you make of everything that was going on there over the weekend? We're going to talk more about it later, but was that one of the craziest environments you've ever seen?
Well, there wasn't a whole lot of people there, first of all.
Yeah.
It was an interesting week, obviously, for Maryland. And you don't, again, I don't think we trust Michigan State either. But what we've learned is you can trust this defense. And the defense showed us why, again, you can trust them. And again, Ohio State, different type of test. But you're starting to get to the point you think maybe they got a shot because of that defense.
Tickets on the secondary market for Maryland games. They got Ohio State coming in 2 weeks. Those tickets are $55. The tickets for the Michigan State games yesterday, $2. We will be back, and we're going to talk about Michigan State's 24-3 win over the Terrapins. Coming up, it's our Going Green segment on Press Pass.
When it comes to health insurance, what's your plan? Mine's Physicians Health Plan, and for good reason. PHP is right here in mid-Michigan, so if I'm looking for a new doctor or managing my meds, I like that I can just stop by their office if I have any questions. They're always there to help, and that's reassuring. So is the fact that they cover me across an entire network of providers. They've got me covered. Physicians Health Plan. Everything you want a health plan to be.
You work hard for your money and you deserve to keep it. Why pay $1.99 to jumpstart your insurance for 7 days when you can start a 6-month policy for less? 30 days with Stop One Insurance costs less than 7 days with them. Everyone approved, no matter your driving history. Guaranteed. Call today, save today.
Catch the savings at Capital Honda. New 2018 Honda Accord LX, just $249 a month. Or new 2018 Honda Civic LX, only $169 a month. Just like your favorite team does it, we're going all out because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
Welcome to Central.
Catch 2.5 Men weekdays at 4:30 on My 47.4.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Why is October a great time to buy your next vehicle at Graf? 1, 0% financing this month at Graf Chevrolet. 2, got a trade-in? This month, Graf Okemos will double the value of your trade up to $4,000.
Drive away a 2019 Equinox LT front-wheel drive, just $141 a month.
With a great selection of new vehicles, 0% financing, and a great trade-in offer, October is definitely the right time to get your new vehicle. Only at Graf in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 104 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf.
Big win for us, huge win for us. Came to Maryland with, I know there was a lot of distractions this week over here, but same for us over there with not knowing exactly what's going on as well. So we stayed focused on the task at hand, which was to win number 6, and which would make us bowl eligible. We're 6-3 football team right now. We need to march through November, which is critical for every team's success in the Big Ten. So really excited about our way our defense played. That's a very good offense that's averaging 220 or 40 yards rushing the ball, and they came away with 22. So we played outstanding.
That is Michigan State head coach Mark D'Antonio. Graham Couch, you were there in College Park. What, if anything, did the Spartans prove? Running the ball a little bit better. Once again, tough on defense in a 3 TD win over the Terrapins.
Well, it proved that Brian Lewerke's not healthy, first of all, because they couldn't throw the ball. And I know it was a little bit different defense than Purdue played.
Very windy.
And it was windy. It was difficult conditions. Proved that. But I think the defense is something you really can hang your hat on. Look, Maryland is one-dimensional. When Mark D'Antonio says that's a very good offense, he's not telling the truth in that matter. It's not a very good offense. It's a one-dimensional offense that racked up all its yards against bad defenses. That said, nobody had done to Maryland what Michigan State just did. Iowa, which is like the second best, third best, fourth best run defense in the country, gave up 68 yards. To give up 26, dominate it like that, and what we've seen now continuously for week after week from Michigan State's defense, I think this is a group that gives you a chance against anybody in this league.
Got a couple of fortuitous bounces, but what did you make of Connor Hayward? A couple breakaway runs. Got in the end zone 3 times, took the ball with him twice.
Well, when you have room to run, they got decent backs. I mean, that's a big, they just haven't had the push all year, and I don't know how much of that is Maryland's defense and how much of that is Michigan State making progress, and we'll find that out over the next couple of weeks.
See, I thought once you jumped ahead of Maryland, I think they were ready to quit, but just everything that was going on. Either they were going to come out and be galvanized and just destroy Michigan State, or they're going to get galvanized and just not care.
And you can't miss Tuesday and Wednesday and practice the way the everything that was going on there, and then come out and play well Saturday. If they had, every football coach in America would have been in trouble, because every football coach in America said, you play Saturday how you practice Tuesday and Wednesday. That line wouldn't have worked anymore.
Players would have all said, hey, let's take a couple days off in the middle of the week, see what happens. But we saw 2 quarterbacks in action yesterday. Rico, when you look at Michigan State here, you wonder what we know. Do we know anything at this point of the season?
The quarterbacks, I think we know what Graham said, that Brian Lewerke's hurt. To me, it looked like he took some type of injection or shot, painkiller, came out that first series, and you're like, oh my goodness, that was Brian from last year. And then it wore off. And then he became Brian. And then he just kind of was like, you felt sorry for him, saying, okay, guys, let's just get him out of there. Yeah. He wasn't the same. That interception that he threw, I mean, he underthrew Darryl Stewart by like 15 yards. Stewart was wide open. Rocky Lombardi, contrary to what everybody thinks out there, is not the answer right now. I think it's good that he's getting reps, and I think with Michigan State not being able to do any significant bowl game, I would start him for the rest of the year, but I would still let Brian know this is your
We
team.
don't know they're not going to be a significant bowl game.
If Michigan State wins out, they're in the Rose Bowl. If Michigan State wins out, they're very likely in the Rose Bowl. It's going to be hard to win out.
What
but
did
the
they
other
serve
thing,
you on that plane, Graham? They're not going
No,
to
he's right.
Who else
would it be? There's
You
nobody
don't want him
else.
to be there, but
Michigan's
going to
go to the
Ohio State?
No, not coming off. Not with the attitude thing. They'd be going down.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I think what we're seeing is Rocky Lombardi, based on the evidence at hand, is better starting, better going in, knowing he's the guy. And if they're going to rely on him at any point, it's not coming into the fourth quarter. They need to just give him the ball at the beginning of the game.
Tom, you said that the Spartans would roll when DJ Durkin was in limbo, coming back, and then he was on the job for 24 hours.
Oh, what a
and then we all wondered if the Terrapins would pull together and fight for Jordan McNair. What did you make of what you saw?
Whenever there's strength on strength, running a good rushing team against a good rushing defending team, the defensive team always wins in that scenario. And that was the case. I mean, we knew that was going to happen. But I was really impressed with Michigan State's ability to run the football. And I think this is what's going to parlay them into Ohio State game on Saturday. I think they're going to beat Ohio State because of that running game. Because Ohio State's defense, basically at the second, third level, is Swiss cheese.
What happens when Michigan State plays Ohio State, Rico?
I think Dwayne Haskins is going to be a little bit too much for that defense. I don't see them playing. I think they'll stop the run, but Ohio State's not able to run the ball that well. But just passing, that's what they do. And the passing defense.
Even with Josiah Scott back, that's not going to help?
What about Ohio State's defense, which has been ripped in just about every game?
I still don't trust the running game. I mean, Michigan State's season was like epitomized with Connor Haywood fumbling into the end zone. I mean, the pick. And then the guy gets it stripped, and Michigan State gets it in the end zone. It's that roller coaster ride. I don't know what that team is.
No one is calling him consistent, but I think that Ohio State certainly, now Michigan State has their attention. I'm as concerned for Michigan State about the following week at Nebraska. We saw what Ohio State and Nebraska did yesterday.
That could be the bigger challenge of the two, I think.
Michigan State's only beat Nebraska one time on the road.
I think we're underestimating Ohio State. Let's do the Buckeyes.
Well, Oregon State put 33 up on them. A lot of teams have done more than that.
And it's not last year, Rico.
We'll be right back with a big picture.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Come on down to Outdoor Man.
When do I get to shoot the crossbows?
We're breaking the rules.
So you're 13, I don't even think it's legal. So we should do it after lunch.
Outdoor Man is open for business on Last Man Standing.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Fox 47. 911, all new, Monday on Fox.
So I've heard from a self-proclaimed expert who's world-renowned for telling the future that this winter we're gonna have some snow. Isn't that right, Derek?
It's gonna snow.
So if there's a blizzard in the forecast, Toro's got you covered. Let Toro show Deep Snow who's boss. From beefy engines to an all-steel construction, Toro's got you covered. There's no driveway too long or drift too deep. And here at Midwest Power Equipment, we prep, assemble, and deliver locally for free. So come to Midwest Power Equipment today.
We need an attorney general on our side. Tom Leonard takes huge campaign contributions from drug and insurance companies and then helps them charge you more. Leonard blocked a plan to lower drug costs and supported ripping coverage away from 600,000 Michiganders. We deserve better. Democrat Dana Nessel, a prosecutor for over a decade, supports forcing insurance companies to cover patients with pre-existing conditions. Dana Nessel, we need a tough attorney general.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to Northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug Warren and I were in August for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Just energized,
group of fans, student section, and this is like a Saturday in Michigan, in Ann Arbor, the way it's supposed to be, the way I remember it, at the very highest level. And just that was an electric atmosphere in there, and it's great. It gives me chills, and I think our team responded.
Tom, you were there in Michigan Stadium. Do you remember a better Saturday on the satisfaction meter? And as you look at this team now, when's the last time you saw a better team in the yellow and blue?
Well, I'll tell you from a defensive standpoint, I don't think I've seen a better defense. And I live in the past. I talk about the 80 defense, the 85 defense, the 96 or the 97 defense, the 06 defense.
So you're a Michigan fan?
No, this defense this is why I was excited about this team going in, was the fact about the speed of this defense. This is what Don Brown talked about. And then you compound that with Cron Higdon, 7 straight 100-yard rushing games. I mean, that's unheard of in this Michigan program as of late, from, since, Rich Rod and beyond. So a real dynamic team, moving forward. They got a couple trap games, and they got to go down to Columbus, and they got to prove it. A place where they've been beaten, being the better team, still losing at Ohio State.
It's been a long time since I've seen a coordinator, either side of the ball, get more love than Don Brown. And maybe he's happy where he is. Maybe he doesn't want to be a head coach. Maybe he doesn't want to go to pro football. But if he stays where he is, it's because he wants to be there. It's amazing the credit he's getting.
Well, and the players, they're crazy about him. And this is going from DJ Durkin to Don Brown. And when I talked to a lot of those players when that transition took place, that was just it's a big sigh of relief. It's so much more fun to come to practice. So we're seeing the results of that.
Rico, what do we make of Alabama's blanking of LSU? And why are so many people saying that this is the best team Nick Saban's had?
Because it is, Jack. What they showed you was people said, well, they haven't been tested yet.
Yeah.
They played a lot of cupcake games. They played a lot of bad teams, and they dominated them. They went to LSU, the team that maybe had played the toughest schedule, the team that everybody said this will be Bama's true test, and they just basically laughed at him. I mean, Tua threw his first interception of the year, but this game was never in doubt. Alabama has no weaknesses. Their weakness, Jack, is their kickers. Their punter and their kicker. And you know what? Nick Saban could just walk in there and say, you know what? We're not kicking anything. We're going to go for it every time, and they would still win by 5 touchdowns. They're that good. Three wide receivers, and you have a tight end that's better than your receivers. You got 3 running backs in there. You have 2 quarterbacks. You got an NFL defense. He's got everything. That's the 1990 UNLV Running Rebels on the football field.
You won't find a tougher environment in college football than Death Valley on a Saturday night, and Alabama just said, who cares? Graham, Notre Dame beat Northwestern on the road. Wasn't really a road environment.
Ryan Field is not Death Valley. Let's be clear.
Just the opposite.
What Notre Dame has left now, Florida State coming to South Bend. Then they get Syracuse in Yankee Stadium. And Southern California out in the LA Coliseum. Any speed bumps there, or can we put Notre Dame in the playoffs?
The one game I'm looking at is Syracuse, who's had a really nice season. I mean, they took Clemson right down to the wire and had a big lead on them early. Syracuse and Yankee Stadium, that's the one that I think, but USC is not the team they've been. I certainly don't see Florida State. Obviously, is having their struggles. I think that's it. That's the only thing to me that separates or keeps Notre Dame potentially out of the playoff is that game in Yankee Stadium.
There were some terrific games yesterday. I know when you're at the game, you don't get to see them all, but sometimes it's nice just to be able to sit back and watch them all. We've talked about that, Tom, and the Iowa-Purdue game yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That one went right down to the wire. Last play.
Oklahoma, Texas Tech.
Another one. Well, lots of great football.
West Virginia,
Don't sleep on Utah State, right? Said Utah State could be.
They could be the group of 6 game that they make it to the New Year's 6. They could be that group of 5, I should say. They could make it over Central Florida.
The 38-31 win by the Spartans on that Friday night is looking better and better. We'll be right back with our Law of the Jungle segment. The Detroit Lions down.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners insurance agents.
With a certificate from MSU Federal Credit Union, your financial goals will be within your reach.
You can open your certificate with as little as $50. MSU Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey you! Are you the busiest person where you work?
With a take-charge attitude?
That loves getting things done?
Do you compete with others? Are you driven to be the best?
Do you understand the power of video, digital, and social media marketing?
If you answered yes to these questions and have strong people skills, we need to talk to you immediately.
We're looking to expand our Fox 47 sales staff, and you could be the right person to join our family.
Email your resume and story to salescareers@fox47news.com today.
Watch Daily Blast Live, weeknights at 5 on My 47.4.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
Why is October a great time to buy your next vehicle at Graf? 1, 0% financing this month at Graf Chevrolet. 2, got a trade-in? This month, Graf Okemos will double the value of your trade up to $4,000.
Drive away a 2019 Silverado LT 4x4 double cab, just $179 per month.
With a great selection of new vehicles, 0% financing, and a great trade-in offer, October is definitely the right time to get your new vehicle. Only at Graf in Okemos.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango. And Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment. Brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week and why we're broadcasting there Thursday afternoon, The Drive with Jack and Tom and Lions Today.
Why do you think this makes your franchise better?
Well, you know, do me a favor, just kind of sit up and just like have a little respect for the process. Every day you come in and ask me questions and you just kind of like, you know, give me this. But I mean, like, just be a little respectful. I'm asking just to be a little respectful in this whole process, okay? So ask me a question professionally and I'll answer it for you.
Why do you feel like this makes your franchise better?
All right, well, I think, you know, what's important for us is when we evaluate, you know, everything that we do as a franchise, I think there's certain value that we can get at times during the season that will help us long term.
That is Detroit Lions head coach Matt Patricia. Should have told his team to have a little respect for the process of protecting the quarterback and not having him slouching on the ground after the times. 17 times he was hit today by the Minnesota Vikings.
I think he had his meltdown moment that every Lions coach has. That was his pass back and forth type of thing.
We want to welcome in Doug Warren, Lions insider and historian. Doug, when you think about what we saw today, and we have seen some strange games for the Lions, Golden Tate III didn't get the Lions beat today. There were a lot of other things that entered into it. What went wrong for the Lions in Minnesota?
Well, you can't block, for one thing. If your two tackles are human pylons and you let your quarterback get sacked 10 times and hit 17 times, it doesn't matter what the hell you're doing, who's catching the ball, because your quarterback can't throw when he's on his back. I mean, that's basically it. They have 8 penalties. They have the ball for 36 minutes. They win the time of possession and don't do jack squat with it. This team sucks. They're on their way to at least 5 wins, maybe 4 or 3, and top 5 pick in the NFL draft. So get ready for April, folks. That's when the Super Bowl starts for the Lions.
We told Doug he had a time limit here. We only have 35 minutes left in the show.
Let's give him another
When
30.
he is breaking down the Lions' problems. Could go on and on. You guys, we could go get something to eat.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll give him the rest of the show, man.
The rest of the show.
Just finish up. He's like Joe Everyman right now. Just keep talking, Doug.
Way more entertaining.
We'll shut up. Keep going. What else is wrong?
I want to know, are the Lions getting better or are they getting worse coming off a 9-7 season? They've looked sloppier than any media member I know against the Jets, the 49ers, the Seahawks, And that was a brutal showing today in Minneapolis.
Yeah, this rivals what happened with the Jets game in Week 1. It was just, nobody showed up. And the Vikings took advantage of it. The Vikings look like the team we thought we'd see at the start of the season. They're back healthy now, and the defense is doing everything they need to do, and they look terrific today. Look like one of the best teams in the NFL. The Lions, I thought they'd get bad before they got better. The 9-7 seasons of the last 2 years, I thought a lot of that was literally smoke and mirrors and a friendly schedule. This year's schedule is tough, and it's only going to get tougher. They got to play Carolina. They play the Bears twice in the coming weeks. They play the Rams. This team is on its way, like I said, to 5-11 at best right now, the way they're playing.
And Tom Crawford, now we see A'Shawn Robinson.
Yes.
And he's going off on
that.
the media members.
Yes.
Seems like this thing is fracturing.
Yes, yeah, I had that, the numbers 11 and 5, but I had 11 in the left side and the 5 in the other. So what do I know about the NFL? That's why I stick to college football. They're a train wreck today. Today was horrible. That was a bad look today.
Rico, we've seen the Lions be bad for a long time. But today, I almost felt sorry for Matthew Stafford. I know he makes a lot of money.
I did when he did that little pitch thing that didn't work out.
Yeah, that was dumb. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him today. He played like crap. Normally I stick up for the guy, but yeah, you can't stick up for that today. That was Bush League stuff he did, and it looked dumb, and he deserved to have it returned for a touchdown.
Graham, were you able to watch any of this, or were you smart enough not to? Were you on a plane?
Yeah, I did not have a lot of time. I was following it. I think it really began with the Seahawks. So you had so much positive energy going into that game. And part of the problem is we all misevaluated the Seahawks.
That was a fork in the road.
The Seahawks had that horrible start. Right. You know, and we often overreact to week 1. We form opinions of teams, like with Utah State and Michigan State, right? Yeah. Not a great win. Well, it turns out that may be the best win of the year.
Yeah.
And so when all of a sudden when you see the Lions struggle the way they did and just get beaten down by the Seahawks, it was a demoralizing moment. You trade away Golden Tate. It's a different team now than it was 2 weeks ago.
In the words of the late great Denny Green, they are who we thought they were.
Doug, what do you think Golden Tate III was thinking today?
Just thinking, I'm glad I'm a Philadelphia Eagle. That's what I'm thinking.
Thinking his lucky star.
So fly, Eagles, fly, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Just look, this team's bad, and they showed it again today. I don't know. There's not much to say other than they stink. And they got a long way to go.
Well, if you look at the standings in this division, and
it's a bad division.
Yeah, you know, you got the Bears at top. They're 5-3. The Vikings are a competitive team. They make some
5-3-1.
But you know, you got teams there and Packers in action against New England. But Lions sitting there at 3-5, and it doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon. We will be back in just a couple of minutes, and we're going to have our Spartan Sparring segment. We're ready for some basketball. We've got the Champions Classic Tuesday, Bankers Life Fieldhouse, some recruiting news as well. Michigan State with Malik Hall committing. We'll hear from him and much more coming up. It's Press Pass on Fox 47.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Hey, Wes. Roger, meet Tom Barnes. He taught me everything I know. We have a lot of enemies, Wes.
Hands up behind you! Lethal Weapon, all new Tuesday on Fox.
Catch Access Hollywood weeknights at 7:30 on My 47.4.
Honey, how do you like my dress?
I love it. That floor looks amazing.
Stop in to Discount Carpet for the Fall Shaw Floor Sale now through November 17th. Get floored this fall.
It's time, Michigan. Time to end gerrymandering. Time to fix the rigged system. Time to stop politicians and lobbyists from drawing their own election districts behind closed doors. Proposal 2 gives power back to voters, so we can have open hearings to decide fair, impartial election districts. It's why so many newspapers, organizations, and people all across the state, Republicans, Democrats, and independents, are standing up to say, vote yes on Proposal 2.
American Metal Roofs. Can we use your home in our advertising? Qualified homes can save big. And this month, veterans can take an extra $500 discount. Call American Metal Roofs today or visit
AmericanMetalRoofs.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Spartan Sparring segment. Brought to you by Steakhouse Philly in Kalamazoo and Clifford. My after-working game day stop for great Greek food and sports conversation. Charlie Summerly, my favorite Matt Patricia clone, and his terrific staff will make you glad you stopped and sad you ever had to leave.
There was a moment when I realized I compete with the best, and my dream of playing at the next level could become a reality. I left my home, my friends, my family, all to pursue my dream and to make this decision possible. Without the support of my coaches, my teammates, my family, and my friends, I wouldn't be here. So I would like to thank you for everything that you have sacrificed to help me become a better player, a better man.
Next year I will be attending Michigan State University. Go Green.
That is Malik Hall, and Deshaun Tate was telling us he's watched him play many times during the summer. I thought he was going to Purdue. Everything I heard was that he was going to be a Boilermaker. Rico Beard, tell us a little bit about Malik Hall from Sunrise Christian in Kansas, same school that sent Tum Tum Nairn Jr. to Michigan State.
Yeah, I guess, and Tum Tum had a lot of influence on this when he came up here. Purdue was leading. Purdue, Matt Painter recruited him from like day one. He was the guy that was in it the longest, so he had a little bit of a heartbreak when I guess he called and said he wasn't coming. But you're looking at 6'8". I said he was 6'7". He tweeted me back and said, no, I'm 6'8", 215 pounds. Sorry, bro, you gained an inch. But he's a small forward, shooting guard. Probably needs to work on his aggressiveness and the leadership. He's not like that. He's not the instant impact guy to come in. You're not going to look and say, oh, is Malik going to go pro after the first year? He's more of a Josh Langford type that's going to be here for 3-4 years. But I think that's going to be good for Michigan State. He knows, he's going to be coming off of the bench to start off, and he's going to have to work himself in there. Like I said, he works hard. Not really a vocal leader. He's not that type of guy. But, he's not like the great high IQ like Draymond Green, but he's not low either. He's probably in the middle. A lot of room to grow with him. I think it's a good pickup for Tom Izzo and the Michigan State Spartans.
And Michigan State had another 6'7" forward. When he got there, he said, well, he's not that great, not that ready. And by his fourth year, Morris Peterson was hell on wheels. And he's the only player ever to be all Big Ten, not starting games to do it. Graham Couch, what do you make of the Champions Classic Tuesday night? Michigan State, number 10, against number 1 Kansas, a team the Spartans have beaten twice in this event.
Well, it's better than the Coca-Cola Classic, which Michigan State used to play in all the time in early season. No, look, I think it's more of a telling game than people give it credit for. A lot of times you look at early season basketball and you say it's early, it doesn't make a big difference. But when you look at Michigan State's results there and how that sort of played out in the rest of their season, the Denzel Valentine game, the triple-double, that was really foreshadowed things to come for that team. The Keith Appling, Gary Harris team, and so I think we will learn a lot about how this team, how ready it is to compete at the higher levels. Look, both these teams will be different teams in February, but you get a good sense of where Michigan State is going to have to go or where they really are right now. And I don't think we know that. We don't know if these 3 juniors are ready to be the headliners of an elite team.
And I think kind of like when they played Kentucky, when they had Randall on the team, you may be able to catch Kansas now. Now, if you caught them later on, you probably wouldn't. But having all the transfers and freshmen in, they may not be ready to play as a team. So MSU could sneak in there and take this game. If they played them again in March, probably not.
Tom, we are their sports radio. Bankers Life Fieldhouse Tuesday.
Right.
We'll be there watching the games, and Doug Warren will also be with us. What do you expect to see from not just this game, but number 2 Kentucky and number 4 Duke with the top 3 freshmen in it?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I'm dying to see Zion Williamson. I mean, this guy's 6'7", 285. I remember when Larry Johnson played at UNLV, you know, this really muscular guy, real athletic, probably like him, but even bigger and stronger. Duke having those top 3 recruits in the country, that'll be interesting to see him in person, really get an evaluation. But I think I agree with Rico. I think Michigan State could steal one on Kansas right now because I think they might be ahead of the game in terms of the learning curve of playing together.
Why is Kansas ranked number 1, Rico?
Because they had loaded with talent. They had a lot of guys come back who could have went to the pros. They got 3 transfers who came in, plus they brought in probably the number 2 or 3 class. So Bill Self has a lot of people. Now, I don't know how much he paid for them, but he has a lot of people there.
Yeah.
That's why they're ranked number 1, because they could go probably 12 deep.
They're not still wearing the price tags. They pulled those off.
They
right?
pulled
they
them off and said, if anybody asks you, you just love basketball, then Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Graham, which player would Tom Izzo most like to see have a terrific night Tuesday?
You know, that's a good question, because obviously you'd like to say Nick Ward, right? But I think it's Cassius Winston. I think he needs Winston to become an elite, consistent point guard against other great guards, and that's the guy.
See, I would say Langford, because I think Winston
right.
and I think Ward are going to be the 2 consistents. Langford will put you over the edge.
I think Tom knows pretty much what Nick Ward is going to be by this point. He thinks Cassius Winston is going to be terrific. They're going to go as far as Joshua Langford takes them. I want to see what that means, unless they're going to try some other kinds of lineups. We'll be right back. Our Lansing's Best segment. We're talking Lansing Ignite Soccer coming up next.
Hey you, are you the busiest person where you work?
With a take-charge attitude?
That loves getting things done?
Do you compete with others? Are you driven to be the best?
Do you understand the power of video, digital, and social media marketing?
If you answered yes to these questions and have strong people skills, we need to talk to you immediately.
We're looking to expand our Fox 47 sales staff, and you could be the right person to join our family.
Email your resume and story to salescareers@fox47news.com today.
Wait, aren't you annoyed that I'm eating in the living room?
No, why?
Stain-resistant carpets. It's just one of the reasons Flooring America is where friends send friends. And now it's our fall favorite sale. Save up to $1,000 on your favorite styles like Stainmaster Carpet and beautiful hardwood designs by Baroque. Special financing is available.
Carpet Studio Flooring America, across from Okemos High School.
Don't miss Mike and Molly, weekdays at 3:30 on My 47.4.
Why is October a great time to buy your next vehicle at Graf? 1, 0% financing this month at Graf Chevrolet. 2, got a trade-in? This month, Graf Okemos will double the value of your trade up to $4,000.
Drive away a 2019 Equinox LT front-wheel drive, just $141 a month.
With a great selection of new vehicles, 0% financing, and a great trade-in offer, October is definitely the right time to get your new vehicle. Only at Graf in Okemos.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Falcons.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, bringing thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events. Hats off to the GLSA for showing just what this area can be.
This is the next big, very, very big thing here in Lansing.
only professional soccer team in the state of Michigan. And the more we talk to people in the community, people are psyched for this.
Old night, Lansing, baby.
It's huge. It's going to be great for the city, and I'm really excited to be a part of it. A fun place to play for our players, and an absolutely miserable place to play for anyone who's not in the orange and blue here.
Let the excitement begin, Graham. We gave Tom and Rico red cards and let them handle their own business out in the parking lot. Very happy to welcome in Mike Price, Executive Director of the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, and Jeremy Sampson, longtime media colleague, has become Mr. Soccer, now with Lansing United, and Lansing Ignite, set to debut at some point in 2019 in Cooley Law School Stadium. Congratulations, gentlemen. How did the dream become a reality, Jeremy?
You know, Jack, as we looked at the evolution of soccer here in town, Lansing United had a great run for 5 years, but there was more out there. And really pushing that to the next level, and the professional level was what was next. And so as I started investigating what that looked like, also found out Tom Dixon, who owns the Lugnuts, was investigating it at the same time. So instead of each of us doing our own thing, we got together, and about 18 months later, Lansing Ignite's a reality.
When you think about the Lugnuts and the Moneyball program tournament, and now soccer times 2.0, Mike, what does this all mean to the landscape, especially the summer spectrum of events in mid-Michigan?
I think it's interesting. Jeremy talked the 18 months it took to get the team to where it is right now with a full formal announcement. But in the early process, we brought the USL reps in and we showed them around town. Yeah. And I think they instantly saw what our community is turning into. And they saw that vision of 5 to 10 years, what our region is going to be because of the development, the investment, the passion, the excitement that's currently in the greater Lansing region. So it's interesting when they came in to hear their perspective of, this is a market we need to be in. This is a growth opportunity for not only soccer, but for the USL as well. We need to be here. And I think we're seeing that in other areas as well. There's an excitement, there's an energy, there's a buzz. We had over, I think I was telling you, Jack, over 1,200 people down at the press conference when the formal announcement was made for Lansing Ignite. 1,200 people down on the field from the community, ready to go and make it happen right now.
Well, they came to one of our radio remotes, and they were really feeling the love from Lansing. They said that, hey, that was just the kind of community they were looking for. Graham, you're a big soccer guy.
I am, and I'm wondering what success looks like in year one for you, Jeremy. And it's a little bit of a different world now, and you're the general manager. This is your squad. These are your players, your manager. If they lose, it's on you.
I was joking earlier. I'm waiting for the first Graham column that he writes. Fire General Manager Sampson because Lansing Ignite didn't win enough games, right?
I already wrote it. It's filed. It's just waiting.
Good to know. Good to know it's just ready to go as the team doesn't do well. No, I think success is twofold, and we talked about this a lot with Lansing United. Success off the field will be community response and how many fans we have coming to the games, and also community engagement, how much we're out in the community. With this team that's different from the Lugnuts, these players work for Lansing Ignite, different than the Lugnuts who are with the Blue Jays. So you're going to see us out in the community much, much more. On the field, we want to be competitive. We're going to have 10 teams in our league. We want to make the playoffs. So you have to be one of the top 4 teams to do that. So for me, a successful season, lots of people in the stands and making the playoffs.
You showed me the map of where these teams are. Bringing people with them, that's good news, right, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. And anytime you're put on a national stage for competition and you're with cities like Orlando or Toronto, that says something about your community as well. So not only does it set up for a great schedule and bring some great people in, hopefully from an economic impact standpoint, but now you're also being promoted on a national stage in these other communities, and your profile as a region has escalated as well because of it. So it's a great opportunity for the community as a whole.
Graham has already volunteered to cover that game in Arizona.
Yes.
Going to have, right? Some of the other trips along the way. Jeremy, after your long career in the media, what question would Jeremy the journalist ask Jeremy the general manager?
The first question I would ask is, who's going to be your coach? Because that's really what we're coming up on now. And what criteria are you looking for in that head coach? And what I can tell you, Jack, is that we're getting very, very close to being able to name that head coach. So after a nationwide search, we really narrowed it down to 4 candidates, brought them all in for interviews, and are getting very close to being able to name our coach. But it's interesting, as you looked at it, now I wanted to see who had some head coaching experience, who had some connection in the pros, and who could really bring a culture to our team in our area that we're looking for.
Graham is not going to be the coach, but you're pretty excited about this, right?
Oh, this is big. You know, I grew up in Lansing. I love when stuff like I think for downtown it's incredible, and as a soccer fan, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Thanks so much, gentlemen.
Thanks for having me.
Can't wait till next spring.
Thank you.
It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be interesting to see how it works at Cooley Law School Stadium. We'll be right back. Our Take It to the Bank segment brought to you by Dart Bank. Up next here on Press Pass.
Those who reach for a better world will be those who understand how to shape it, who experiment and adapt, who redefine what's possible. We are the ones who rise, who reach for what's better. And by moving into this better world together, we at CMU redefine what it means to be exceptional. Put your stamp on the world.
Hey you! Are you the busiest person where you work?
With a take-charge attitude?
That loves getting things done?
Do you compete with others? Are you driven to be the best?
Do you understand the power of video, digital, and social media marketing?
If you answered yes to these questions and have strong people skills, we need to talk to you immediately.
We're looking to expand our Fox 47 sales staff, and you could be the right person to join our family.
Email your resume and story to salescareers@fox47news.com today.
Last Man Standing is back and bigger than ever. All new Fridays on Fox.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Working with the Ide Company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the Ide Company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
7-0, Nebraska with a lead. Langborn onside. No, he missed it. And the ball is going to be picked up by one of the Cornhuskers of their own 35. He swung and missed as though it was a changeup.
Whoa. That's a new one.
That's where you see kickers get injured, Jim.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what they're going to decide here. Illegal touching is the signal that the back judge is initially making to the rest of his teammate, but
he tried to onside.
We should have just asked Jeremy Sampson about that one, Graham. That would
keep a straight face announcing that play.
Yeah, that was Paul Keels and Jim Lachey.
But that's Paul.
The Ohio State Network. All right, Team 267 with the Big Ten season 3/4 of the way done. What do we know at this point? What can we take to the bank about the rest of the Big Ten season? Tom Crawford with U of M rolling, Ohio State struggling, Northwestern in great shape to get to Indy, even with a 7-5 record. What's your guarantee for the rest of November?
Okay, I'm going to go on record. I don't like the word guarantee. My friend Rico Beardy was guarantee that Penn State would beat Michigan, and see how that worked out. It didn't work out good. So I will show some likelihood of what was going to happen is the word.
We have taking advantage of injured teams.
Whatever. What's our segment for locks? Let's just take it to the bank.
Yeah,
So
I would say,
I'd
say Michigan's going to win the rest of their games. Likelihood.
That's a guarantee.
Of regular. No, that's not a guarantee. The likelihood. There's no guarantees in life. There's no guarantee.
Sounds like a guarantee.
I think Northwestern's going to win 2 games, and so they'll be there. And Indy, Michigan be playing Northwestern. I don't use the word guarantee. If you want to make yourself look bad, use the word guarantee. And I think Ohio State is going to beat Michigan State in a very close game.
No guts, no glory. Say it.
Rico Beard, can we lock it in right now? 11-1 Michigan, 7-5 Northwestern, in Lucas Oil Stadium, a matchup of two teams who have never been there.
No. I don't think so. Because the only reason why, when Michigan and Ohio State get together, I go back to the time when Devin Gardner's senior year and Ohio State was favored by 28 points.
2013.
And they should have won. And Devin Gardner almost pulled off the greatest upset of all time. When Michigan and Ohio State get together, it's truly throw out the record books. They hate each other.
Well, the last 20 years, Michigan wishes they could throw out the record.
So I don't think that it's a lock that they go into Columbus. I think it'll be a very good game.
Is it a guarantee that Ohio State will beat Michigan? You want to go that way again?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Why not? That's why people tweet at you. That's why they keep you up all night.
They tweet at me because they have no job.
Graham Couch, what can we take to the bank about the rest of the Big Ten season and the 8th Big Ten championship game?
Something's going to happen that we don't expect. It always does in November, and even when things look really settled.
Yeah.
And I'm talking nationally and in the Big Ten, something always
What
happens.
is that going to be?
You don't know. It could be Indiana gives Michigan a game.
How about Illinois beating Northwestern?
Yeah, but
it doesn't matter because Northwestern's still in.
Yeah. Well,
they lose to Iowa.
Not if they did lose one of those games. So there's something that's going to happen. We don't know what it is. And I do think from Michigan State's perspective, I think they're going to lose one of these next two games.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. I think they may beat Ohio State and then lose to Nebraska.
Then we get into Rose Bowl talk.
What's that? That'll end the Rose Bowl talk. But I'm telling you right now, you can shake your head, but the math is what it is. You can shake your head to the truth.
He's right.
You can shake your head to the truth, but the truth is, if they win out, they're probably going to the Rose Bowl.
Wouldn't you be excited about that?
No.
Would you go?
No.
Why not?
You didn't go?
Rose Bowl? Come on, where are you? Front runner? What is this?
No, I'm not traveling to see that. No.
You know, I can see a scenario, and this isn't stretching it, that Michigan State would beat Ohio State, be up here, and then go out to Lincoln and lose?
No, that could be a good possibility, too.
Although, Mark D'Antonio, he's 10-2 in games after the Michigan game. It'd be the same thing. We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth segment.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
In honor of No Shave November, Fox 47's giving you the chance to trim your credit card bill by $2,000. Plus, we're giving one viewer a day $100 just for watching.
You're good-naturedly ribbing me, aren't you?
Starting Monday, watch Fox 47 from 7 to 8 p.m. for the clue of the day. Then go to our website to enter.
Go online.
Check it out. Play every day to increase your chances of shaving $2,000 off your credit card bill. It's No Shave November on Fox 47. Don't miss Daily Mail, weeknights at 6 on My 47.4.
Catch the savings at Capital Honda with the biggest lineup of new Hondas from Capital Honda.
Grab your running shoes and your best holiday costume and join us for the Silver Bells 5K on Saturday, November 17th in downtown Lansing. The Silver Bells 5K is fun for the whole family as well as competitive runners. Register at runsignup.com/silverbells.
What do you think is wrong with him?
I think he's being poisoned. We need to get him to the ER now!
You could be facing manslaughter charges.
The Resident, all new Monday at 8 on Fox.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious. Here you see the last... No, it's going to be Roderick Hurd throwing the ball for Farmington Hills Harrison eventually, and this could have been the last play of the great John Harrington's career. Instead, pulling that out in overtime. Amazing victory, and Farmington Hills Harrison lives to play another day.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap.
Sometimes that can be a good thing, Tom. You never know. All right, Team 267, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's Mint explosion this week? Rico Beard, let's start with you in our play of the week.
Well, I could go with Tua Tagovailoa and his 58-yard run against LSU to just dominate and show that he's probably going to win the Heisman and that Alabama is just the best team ever. But I think in order for Michigan State to get to the Rose Bowl, it all came down to Darryl Stewart, of all people. When Rocky Lombardi throws the pick and the big fella's running in, and I got an affinity for the big fellas running in, I'm like, put the ball away. He left it out like a loaf of bread. Darryl Stewart did not give up on the play, knocked it out of his hands, and Matt Dotson falls on it in the end zone. Michigan State gets the ball back. Very next play, 80-yard touchdown. But Darryl Stewart not giving up on that play may have saved the game for MSU. That was a 14-point swing right there. Maryland never recovered after that.
And that is a play that the coaches can always show players. See what happens when you don't quit on a play?
Exactly.
See what happens. Yep. Graham Couch, what about our game of the week?
I think it's down in Death Valley, and I think it's not because it was a great game. There were better games yesterday, but it was the game we were all looking forward to, and what Alabama did, the dominance in which they did it with, they left no doubt right now where they are in the country, and obviously they got to play it out in the playoff, which I love that we have that now, where they may be in Alabama history. I mean, it was, and there was a lot at stake for them because their schedule was weak. And had they lost that game, they would not have been in the SEC championship. And there would have been all sorts of questions. Right. Will they even get in the playoff? And I have never seen a team leave less doubt than Alabama did yesterday.
If it is Alabama and Michigan in semifinal of college football playoff, what % chance you give the Wolverines of winning?
Less than 10, but more than 4.
Somewhere in there. Tom Crawford?
That's so weird.
I'll worry about that when it happens.
Going to worry about Ohio State and then Northwestern.
I'm worried about Rutgers.
Okay, James Franklin.
Yeah.
Rutgers.
Oh.
Tom, we have seen 6 of our area teams now. When you talk about DeWitt just getting past East Lansing, Williamston, Pewamo Westphalia with a big win, and Portland beating Lansing
You were
Catholic.
at that game. Yeah. Wow, last play.
What about our team of the week?
Team of the week, I'm going to go down to Austin, Texas, and I'm not talking Longhorns, I'm talking West Virginia, the Mountaineer. Dana Holgerson, man, that coach has got some grapefruit-sized testicles, man. He goes for 2 after Will Greer hits that touchdown pass with no time remaining, or like 9 seconds to go. That's guts. That's the kind of coach you want to have.
You see what he said, too? He said, you guys want to win this game? Yeah. Let's go win this game.
I love why we were all watching the press room.
They did it 3 times.
We're waiting for Harbaugh's presser, and then we're all watching on the phone. It was an unbelievable game. So
the Rams went for 2 today, and they said that they can make that 80% of the time. They charted it out.
Yeah.
And most coaches have a play somewhere that they can make 60% of the time. So it was probably a smart thing to do.
Automatically, I thought he was going to kick, but that's...
No, in that type of game, it was back and forth.
Well, they don't play any defense in that league anyway, so you might as well go for it, right?
All right? For our player of the week, normally we talk about all the champions, all the winners. So this guy's a champion, even though his team lost 17-13 Friday night at Portland. Talking about Josh Kramer. And after he played a terrific game and led an inspired comeback, he wouldn't let any of his players hang their heads. He came out one by one and turned off all the tears. And then when they were presenting the district championship trophy, he stepped forward instead of leaving, and he was applauding. And then he went down. He congratulated every Portland player. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Wow.
And the people of Portland were like, does he think he won the game? No, that's just the kind of player he is. And Jim Ahern said he's been a tremendous leader for them throughout the year. Tom Crawford, Rico Beard, Graham Couch. We're going to be down Tuesday at the Champions Classic. Have a great week, everyone.